Ano po ang naging commitment ng Ayala Corporation sa pagbili ng AstraZeneca? Ilan po at magkano ang halagang bibili ninyong bakuna? At ilan po ang ibibigay nyo sa gobyerno at ilan ang ibibigay ninyo sa inyong mga empleyado? Isabel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Harry. Happy New Year to everyone, to your audience, to all your guests today. Thank you for this opportunity to be with you, Secretary Harry. So our commitment, thanks to the help of General Galvez and Vince Dizon and the leadership also of Joey Concepcion in the private sector, we've decided to order 450,000 vaccines of AstraZeneca. So the total donation that we will be giving to government will be about 120 million pesos. Government in turn, as you know, Secretary Harry, has requested that 50% be given for individuals that the government selects and 50% will be given back to the private sector so that we can also provide the vaccines for the people who need it. The total cost, as I have understood it, is $5.50, with the 50 centavos being for the logistical requirements to bring it in. But in addition to that, Secretary Harry, I wanted to mention that along with Secretary Galvez and Secretary Dizon, we're also helping with the distribution, which is going to be a very important component in making sure that the vaccines can get to the public. This is a critical component, and as you know, each of the vaccines, whether it's AstraZeneca, Pfizer, Moderna, J&J, Novavax, or Sinovac, have their own peculiar requirements for distribution. So through T3 and the government, we're also helping try to figure out how the distribution will take place, as this is such an important part.
Well, Mr. Zubel, alam ko po na napakadami ng tulong ang nabigay ninyo sa gobyerno mula nung nagsimula ang Covid-19, no? Hindi po bababa ata sa 8 bilyon na ang naibigay niyong tulong bukod pa dito sa bibili ninyong bakuna. Bakit napakalaki po ng ginagastos ng Ayala Corporation para po dito sa ating Covid-19 response?
Secretary Harry, actually, as of the end of the year, it's 12.7 billion already. We've never faced anything like this in at least in our recent history as a company, Secretary. This is a time for everyone, private sector, public sector, to work together. Never have we faced a crisis of these proportions that has produced so much suffering in our country. So I'd like to think that the private sector has come through in a very big way with a call from the government and tried to do everything that they could, not only for their employees, their suppliers, but the public in general. I think we're all here to help the country as a whole in the best way that we can. And so never in the history, at least in my career, have I seen so much work taking place between the private sector and the public sector. And we appreciate, Secretary Harry, that you've also, and that the other members of the government have mentioned the contributions of the private sector. That's greatly appreciated. And this will, of course, continue into next year. It has continued also through some of the recent disasters and typhoons that we've had. So there's a great spirit of collaboration among everyone to make sure that we get our country through this pandemic and through the many different challenges that we have been facing.